Good morning, everybody. Rick and Deb here. I'm going to do something very, very different this morning. Something I've never done before. We're actually going to look at one of the oldest cemeteries in Winfield. It was the Union Graham Cemetery here on Michigan Street here in Winfield, Kansas. I've never ever done a cemetery before, so I thought we were here yesterday and we were just kind of looking around a little bit, and there's some very old cemeteries out here. This does have some history, of course. I'm going to read you some of that here this morning. This is actually called the Union Graham Cemetery here in Winfield, Kansas. It was first formed in 1872, expanded over to 20 acres by 1930. And as I already stated, it started out as two separate cemeteries. This was the Graham side. This is the Union side over here. To my left is the Graham, and to my right is the Union. And it was named Graham because of the family that donated the land, to make a long story short. So they called it the Union Graham Cemetery. The Graham was established, the Graham side was established in May of 1872. And it was under the supervision of the Winfield Cemetery Association. But in February the 28th of 1898 is when the Union Cemetery was formed. That's just kind of a real brief synopsis this morning. It is a Monday morning. It is the 9th of May. It is very windy this morning, and I debated on whether or not to do it at all today, but we're going to try it and see if it's going to, hopefully it won't interfere with the video too much. So, come along and let's explore this very old, very historic cemetery. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started. I'm sure hoping that wind don't mess us up too bad this morning. I honestly do not remember this being this large. I think it's expanded over the years. There's a lot of Civil War tombstones and that sort of thing out here. And a lot of people, I think they do enjoy coming out here. Okay, here's one. Simon Hilliard, Ohio Infantry. This was a baby. It wasn't it. April 8th, 1909. April of 1909, so it was just an infant. I like these really old ones like this one right here. Because some of these you can't even make out. Here's one. Born 1831 and died 1895. Not real old. And here's these. These must be like a family plot. There's one in each corner here. Hanna family. And oh gosh, I can't even hardly make that out. B.D. Hanna, Kentucky Cavalry, maybe. I don't know. Some of these are very hard to make out. They're so old. It's a pretty day. It's just very, very windy. I thought we would just kind of take it line by line and just point out some more of the unique ones. That one's a baby one right there. This looks like H.G. Hale, and U.S. infantry. But some of these are just really difficult to make out. Captain, Company D, maybe 12th Michigan Infantry. Just going to kind of give you what I like about this camera is it does have the zoom on it, and I like that. My other one, actually camera does not, but this does have the zoom on it. What we're looking for is the really old ones, the Civil War ones. And as you can tell, pretty good sized cemetery. Now this is a little bit easier to read. Lieutenant Benson, Company K, 67 Indiana Infantry, I'm thinking. That's what that says. These are just full of these, I mean just full. I think there's a group of people that come out here every year and they do one of those paranormal things out here. 39th Illinois Infantry. I sure hope that comes out okay. Now this looks pretty good. Thomas McGuire, Company C, 31 Ohio Infantry. They're just from all over. I wanted to show you these down here. These are really very unique. They're very pretty. Looks like they keep it painted. But there's one in each corner of this particular plot. Some of these monuments are they are very beautiful. Like this one right here is very pretty. Boy, they just don't make them like that anymore. This was the Mautz family, white. And there again, the dates like 1869 to 1907 on that one. It's just, you don't see these anymore. Let's go back up here where we were. We're just going to kind of walk around and point out the unique ones. And this is, trust me, this is just one little section of the cemetery, but we're going to see if we can get most of it today. Should have waited until tomorrow. It's not supposed to be nearly as windy tomorrow. Not supposed to be. But you never know about Kansas. We've had a really terrible spring. A lot of just not necessarily rain, but we did have a pretty good rain last week. Rain for 2 or 3 days in a row. It put us at some flood levels at our area rivers, but they've since receded. And see here, as it says about the do's and don'ts of Union Graham Cemetery. Thought we would just kind of work our way down. Seen a armadillo out here yesterday afternoon walking around. That's what kind of inspired me to do this video today. Because when the wife and I got done, I told her, I said, this would make a pretty good video. Here is a Kirk Brown Company C 90, I'm assuming that's Pennsylvania Infantry, I think. I believe the Graham side might even be older than the Union side. I don't know that for a fact. Here's one. Oh gosh. Looks like A.J. Thomas Company D 89th Indiana Infantry. So see, they come from all over. Now here's a really old one. Ella Reid, April 21, 1847, died November 16, 1899. So that just gives you an idea about how old a lot of these grave sites are. It's just really neat how they made these plots for their families. Now here's another one. V. Baird, born, oh gosh, I can't make out that, 1832 and died January 11, 1897. And a lot of these are in the 1800s, of course. Now here's a monument. It's I can't not make anything out of that at all. Some of these are so old that all the lettering, wording is gone. It's still there, barely. Here's a corporal. Corporal looks like George L. E. Abbott, Company D rather, 10 Missouri Cavalry. '18th Ohio Infantry, Gates, maybe. It's a very pretty cemetery. one down here that's very, very unique. I'll show you here in a minute when we get down there. Now here's one that's born July 27, 1884 and died May 27, 1924. That armadillo was right down in there, just mind its own business. It didn't bother us at all. Here's another old one. Ida B. May, January 16, 1878 to June 10, 1919. There's a mobile home park right across the street, and we are literally on the northern edge of Winfield. There's Douglas C. Coates, 1863 to 1900. There are some really unique tombstones, ones I've never seen before. I mean, like that before, rather. Here's some older ones. 1838 to 1910. I'm just trying to point out some of the more unique ones, like this one right here. Looks like they were born in 1882 and died in 1892. Well, if I'm reading that right, they're about 10 years old. So, here's another one. Harry Wilson, Company H, 352nd U.S. Infantry. This is just so cool. This is history. This is part of our history. And I think that's what's so cool about this. Here's a really old one. They were born 1895 and died 1897. Oh wow, 2 years old, about thereabouts. And here's one born 1853 and died 1898. Wasn't very old. A lot of these were in their 20s and 30s, 40s, you know, things of that nature. They just weren't very old back then. Here's one. D.T. and J.L. Mills, born January 15th, 1889 and died July 25th, 1899. So, apparently they both died together. How tragic. I can't even imagine that. Here's one that's toppled over. Now this one is John W. I cannot make out the last name. Born December 27th, 1854 and died May 18, 1893. That's just crazy. This is really a very pretty one too. Reverend T.C. Hahn and Nancy E., his wife, born June 13th, 1840. I know that's probably not coming out. And died May 8th, 1892. And then she was born October 9, 1840, and died June 8, 1904. What? I can't make out that that's a O or what that is. 1904. They had the same. Oh, wait a minute. They were born the same year. He was born in June and she was born in October of 1840. And he died in 1892 and she died in 1904. I think that's the way that reads. Well, the wind seems to die down for a little bit. That's nice. I don't think it's a total week. Plus, we're kind of in a, we got a lot of windbreaks over here. There's all kinds of trees. And like a valley down there. There's like a valley down there. I've lived here all my life. I've known about this. I just never really bothered to come down and check it out. You know, sometimes the hometowns we live in, things are right there. And we just don't pay attention to them for some reason. But we do have kind of a windbreak, and the wind's not totally steady all the time, so that makes it nice. And I sure hope that this video's turning out okay this morning. We took a gamble and thought we would go ahead and try to do a video this morning. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. Actually, the next several days. Boy, I tell you what, this is... Here, let's go over here. I know I'm missing a lot of these. I'm just trying to get the more interesting ones, basically, because there's no way I can get all of these. Here's another one over here that's really unique. I don't know if I can get this. A.R. Wilson, born 1841 and died 1890. He was looks like a Mason emblem there. I'm looking for one in particular. I've not found it yet, but I will. I've just not run across it yet. Here's another one right here. This is Harrison. I don't know. I just can't make out the last name. Company F, 99th Ohio Infantry. A lot of these, they don't have the years on them, or no dates to speak of. Here's one, March 4th, 1884, and died March 10, 1901. I've always been told that there's some very old tombstones out here that go back hundreds of years or more, over 100 years. I keep trying to pan around here just so you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. Alright, well, this area down here has always been kind of a mystery to me. There's never been nothing down here. I'm assuming it's private property, but there's no signs posted. There's nothing that says it is private property. There's a fence down there, but there's nothing here to say anything about anything. You know, that's just kind of strange. There's never been anything down there that I know of. Now here is a William J.K. Knight, Company D, 96th New York Infantry. That just amazes me where these soldiers are all from. I don't know. I can't make out that. I think it says Sergeant Carlos Everett, Colonel, Company E, 37th Illinois Infantry. Here's a William B Stivers. Looks like Company 1, 150 Illinois Infantry. And this is unfortunately Melinda, wife of W.B. looks like Stivers, March 26, 1884. Died 33 years. And I really can't make out the rest of it. But it says at rest. It's just like they took pride in these back in the day. What I mean is, I know the ones today are nice, but these were just, now this is Union Cemetery Block N we're in right now. Here's another unique Randall. Thomas Randall died March 22nd, 1880. I can't tell this. I can get it on 1880 maybe, 1880. Aged 3 years, 3 months, and 12 days. Here's another one. Nancy A. Randall, born October 24, 1811, died February 20, 1884. Okay. But if I'm not reading these, just I can't make them out anymore. They're very, this one I think April 16th, 1820 something. I don't know. You just can't hardly make them out anymore. Here's one. Jacob L. Ward, November 11, 1863, June 10th, 1943. Okay, I found the one I'm looking for. It's on down here, and this is just almost died something the 22nd, 1900, age 70 years. Teresa A. Lynn, maybe. Now, this is interesting because you've got this whole valley down here. As far as I know, there's never been anything in here. But they could have something here way before my time. But then you've got this gate-like or fence-like structure, and why? I have no idea. Okay, we're going to walk on around here a little bit. I found what I was looking for, and I'm going to tell you all about it here in a minute. Now, this is Union Replat, Block 1. Some of these are numbers, and some of them are letters. Now, this one I found yesterday. This is E.C. Cook, May 30, 1903, Army Indian Scout. That is just so cool. An Indian Scout. Now, here's a unique one. William, maybe, Freeborn, born February 22nd, 1865, and died August 20, 1903. That is just fascinating. Here's another Civil War. N.J. Wilson, Company F, 24th Missouri Infantry. Jesse G. I cannot make it out. Born 1905 and died April 10, 1909 maybe. Here's one. Gosh, born 1895 and died 1910. Okay, I found the one. This is a mystery to me. I have tried to research this a little bit. I could not find out any information, but this says in memoriam Woodman Circle, and it's got an emblem down here with two axes in the middle and the W and the C for Woodman Circle. And see the flowers down here at the bottom. Born January 20, 1880 and died June 28, 1908. Now I researched this, I googled this, and Woodman Circle was located in Sherman, Texas, but it wasn't, the buildings weren't built until the 1920s. And it has something to do with women or orphaned children or widowed women could get some kind of a life insurance policy of some sort by belonging to this organization, but the dates don't match up because I know I don't know anything about this. I know I don't. And see, you've got leaves on this side and a tree, clearly a tree, and the tree's on mounted on some wooden logs. And then you've got this tree trunk, and I did a little bit of research, unless I'm misunderstanding this, which is very, very possible. What I got out of it was this organization was founded and built in Sherman, Texas. Now I could be wrong about all this. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. I found this very unique. There's a shield with stars on it, and I don't know. The buildings are, well, of course, I don't believe they're no longer there anymore, but it was founded in like the early 1920s, and this young woman here was only in her 20s, and the husband passed away in the 1940s, and she died in a flood, I do believe, in Wellington, Kansas, and her husband is buried in Wellington, Kansas. I found out a little bit of information, but these, if what I read was true, it just don't add up. I don't know, unless there was some way of joining this organization before they even built the buildings there in Sherman, Texas. I really don't know. But I found that I've never seen anything like that before, ever, not ever. Of course, I don't explore cemeteries very often, but I do. Now here, I didn't see this yesterday. This says, daughter of G and A Long, died November 26, 1903, 7 years, 8 months, and 13 days. Now, that's just very, very unique. Very pretty though, it is. It's a very pretty monument. But I just don't understand where I'm not getting the timeline. I'm sure I'm not getting it correct because I just don't know. I tried to do some research, I could not find out anything significant. Now here's one that's oh boy. There are two sets of dates, 1875 to 18 I can't make it out. And then 1922, wait, that can't be right, 1822 to 1903, and it's two different people. I know, I just can't not make out the names. Okay. Here is a Thomas Vaughn, Company H, Iowa Cavalry, maybe? Okay. We're going to kind of walk on here a little bit. I know I can't show everything, but I'm just trying to show the more significant ones. We found this yesterday, and there's nothing on that little tablet at all. So that's kind of a mystery. But, yeah, I mean, well, let's kind of walk on up here. There's a lot more to look at. We probably just have to skip through a lot of it. I may have to do like a part 1 and a part 2. Here's some individual, 1915 to 1921. Well, now I thought this was interesting. I saw this yesterday. William F. Dix, Kansas, chauffeur, 71 AEROSODN, August 26, 1921. I have no idea what those initials, what that stands for. I know it says something about a chauffeur, but other than that, I really have no idea. This couple had infant son, October 26, 1893. C.F. Frank and Mary A., his wife. He was born November 19th, looks like 1865, and passed away November 26, 1921. And she was born May 28th, 1873, and passed away May 25th, 1952, just short of her birthday. Okay. Here's a Corporal John R. Thomas, Company A, 169th Pennsylvania, MIL Infantry. Okay. I'm not an expert at this, guys. I just thought this would be interesting, is all. You know, it's just, it's kind of unique to find these extremely old tombstones and monuments, memorials that go way, way, way back. Ludwig D. Holtke, March 20, 1867 to March 24, 1922, and then she passed away in 1945, born in 1870. And then they have these scattered throughout, and I have no idea why that's placed there like that. It don't appear to be anything in there. There's one right here, but I mean, it don't appear to be anything within the confines of this metal piping. Okay, we're just going to kind of walk on here and see if we can see some more. I know we did find some yesterday. Just trying to go back around through it again. See, that's where we just came from, and now we're going to go on. venture off this way. Now here's one. Robert L. Cunningham, Company K, 341 A Infantry. Well, here's a unique looking one. It looks like it has come off its foundation here, 1869 to 1942. Here's a Hancock, J. Hancock, 1843 to 1911. Sarah A., his wife, 1845 to 1925. Sarah, his wife, and a J.M. Hancock, 1879 to 1906. And here's a John J. Hancock, Company F, Missouri Cavalry, I'm assuming. And here's one with a little girl. Looks like she's missing her hand. And this was Larimore, Lucille, daughter of P.C. and Annie Larimore, July 15, 1899, March 5th, 1910. Okay, we're going to go across this way here. We're going to look at some more. William H. Williamson, 22nd Indiana. It's got L.A. Okay, I don't know. And there's actually some tombstones across the tracks over there with a bench. So I don't know if they were going to try to expand out, but there's only 2 over there that I can see. But somebody put a bench over there. Here's a W.H. Williamson, and the part where they died has been concreted over. There's a patch of concrete. Age 32 years and 3 months. And of course, it seems like every time, or almost every time I do a video, there's always a train. I know a lot of YouTubers have that little thing attached with their, some have train whistles, some have lawn mowing equipment. They're always surrounded by weed eaters and lawn mowers. Now we're in Block R. Okay, I don't know if that's even going to come out or not. Looks like born 1870 and died, I don't know, I can't make it out. Edna May, and they're 18, maybe 59, and died 1899. There again, some of these are really, they're so old that they're just worn off. Okay, well, let's kind of go on here a little bit. Here's a rather unique one over here. The stone with some sort of leaf on it that says Perry. These are must be the Perry family. Some of them are anyway. Here's a Augusta E. Mellick, born December 1885 and died April 21, 1965. So, and then here's another one, April 24, 1880 to January 8, 1945. So some of them lived pretty long life. Here's a Sergeant B.F. Herod, Company H, 57 maybe Indiana Infantry. That says Stafford on it. And then here's James M, 1825 1892. And then you got Carl J, 1877 to 1879, 2 years old. And here's one Maud, 1880 to 1881. Okay, so let's just continue on here and see what we can find. There's one, 1898 to 1902. And then this one goes 1824 to 1985. Okay. There's that wind come up. Retta Dauber, wife of D.E. Westerling, born August 17, 1875, maybe September 10th, 1908, maybe. This is the Dauber. It says Dauber. Here's one, Vernilla G. Dauber, July 21, 1853 to May 16, 1911. Albert Dauber, I can't make it out because of the September 10, 1851 to November 14, 1934. Okay. Here's another really nice, looks like a drape maybe, and some flowers. Lydia E., wife of John Moffat, died March 6, 1878, 29 years, 11 months, and 25 days. Oh, he's so young. So young. Here's another really pretty one, but I don't see any information on it. Musgrove. Somebody pulled up in a red pickup and I'm walking around this morning. J.B. Musgrove, Company E, 27th Ohio Infantry. Edith Augusta, Augusta maybe, born January 24, 1881 and died April 18, 19. Oh, I can't tell. Oh well, there's too much grass growing up over it. Oh boy. I don't know, looks like he's looking for somebody. He's looking for one of his family members, obviously. I know what that's like. I've done that before. You don't really know for sure, but you got maybe a slight idea. Lieutenant F.W. McClellan, 41A LA. I've seen that before. I have no idea what that means. Here's D.P. Herndon, Company B, 7th Kentucky Cavalry. John F. looks like Herndon, 1855 to 1926. Okay. Yeah. These are just scattered. we got a gust of wind again. It was pretty nice there for a while. Arthur T. Gay, Corporal, Company C, 19th Illinois Infantry. This is really a very pretty one. I know you probably can't make it out on the video. A.T. Gay died June 26, 1899. I sure hope these turn out. I don't know if they're going to very well or not. Here's Lydia, wife of W.H. Surratt, died May 11, 1899. 30 years, 6 months, 11 days. You can see the wind whipping around the trees. Boy, howdy, there's a big gust of wind. Here's one. M.P., wife of J.S. Weekly, died January 25th, 18 something. Something Olive Company K, 6 months. No. SW SM. I don't know. I totally can't make that out. I don't know. Here's a bald one. July 30, 1860 to January 12, 1877. My dog is really barking off in the distance somewhere. We might actually get to see a train come down through here. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. And here's another one where it's been repaired. Can't make it out anyway. Here's a couple of unique ones over here. Here's one, Archibald Olmstead, August 4, 1868, died March 4, 1924. A distinguished musician and inspiring teacher, a sincere friend. Oh gosh. Oh. And here's these. This is Jessie Farrell Stratton, wife of William Newton Canton, February 27th, 1897 to June 6, 1920. And then here's Stratton, not Stanton, Stratton, April 1, 1863 to December 2nd, 1944. And then here's Minnie E. Stratton Brownie, 1872 to 1942. Okay. That name Canton sounds familiar. That was a weird noise. Really feel it warming up, and we kind of got a lull in the. Here's a different Parkhurst, December 9, 1844 to December 8, 1909. I apologize, I'm just really got a dry throat this morning. I'm gonna have to take a break and get me something cold to drink here in a minute. Joseph Nelson, April 25th, 1825 to February 18th, 1908. Robinson. Can't really make out the any information on that one. Some of these monuments are really huge. Like this one here probably stands at least 10 foot tall, maybe taller. M.L. Reid, January 3rd, 1925. To September 20th, 19, looks like 31. No, I'm sorry. 1825 to 1831. Okay. You know, you look up at this thing. Oh boy. Now this is really pretty. Look at this, the way they've made their plot. This is, oh gosh, look at the design on that up at the top. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but Alice D., beloved wife of Charlie F. Bontage, born October 20th, 1855, died July 12, 1884. Boy, I'm telling you what. This is really different how they made the little plot area here. Okay guys, I'm going to have to take a little break and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay. This one looks like it's missed. It's got something missing on the top. There's our van way over there. Monster van. another one that's identical. It's missing something on top too. Right here. Our mammy, it says November 15th, 1884. Aged, I don't know. I just can't make it out. And this is interesting because they've got, I'll show you some of the way this is laid out. But then over here, this is like it's been broken. It's almost like it's been sliced. But no, it's not been sliced. It's just cracked. But they're all, look at this one. Isn't that weird? And here's another one. Almost all of these are cracked. And I don't know if it's, you know, weather, age, both. I don't know. Oh wow, I don't think I saw this one yesterday. Wow, check this out. Henry Loomis. Oh, okay. We have a Loomis Street here in Winfield, and I bet you that was named after this individual here. There's also, I'll show you some more over here I've run up on. That's kind of unique. An eagle, and then this little emblem here, and this down here says Grand Army of the Republic Veteran 1800 or something like that. That's a star, and then like a clover leaf, and then there's a with chains, and then like a half moon and an eagle with cross cannons. Okay, wow. Henry O. Loomis, born March 16th, 1834, first lieutenant, 64th NYVI, lieutenant colonel, 154th NYVI, mayor of Winfield, Kansas, Grand Marshal, AF and AM Kansas, Department Commander, GAR Kansas, died October 14, 1905. Wow. I'm under some shade, so it may why that don't turn out too good. Well, that is really cool. Now, I did not see that yesterday, but most of our streets that have names, they are named after prominent people from back in the day. We've got a lot of different. Here's a Lieutenant Colonel, maybe, H.O. Loomis. Yeah, that's, wow. Here, let's go over here. I'm trying not to trip. Okay. Here's A.B. Kane or Khan. Let's see if we got anything over here. Not a whole lot. Mary Con Butler, 1890 to 1955. Leroy Con, 1880 to 1941. Wasn't there a can or conch restaurant in Winfield back in the day? Sarah E., wife of A.B. Can or Con, July 31, 1849, May 17, 1917. Seems like to me I remember a cafe by that name here in Winfield. Andrew B., May 7, 1840 to March 13, 1925. Here's another tree. Sculpture monument. Captain's Company B, 1st Volunteer Limited Cavalry. Hugh H. Silver Siver, born December 20, 1839, died October 25th, 1893. Okay. Go down here. I think I see. This is Lehrman. It says Lehrman May. Minnie M., daughter of George and Louisa Lehrman, died January 3rd, 1895. 3 years, 4 months, and 7 days. George Lehrman, March 4, 1815 to 1938. Louisa Lehrman, 1859 to 1961. There was a Lehrman's Western store here in Winfield for many, many, many years, and they are no longer in business. I just was wondering if that was any relation. I know I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. I found one over here we might take a look at. Mill Spa. Says Mill Spa. That one reads 1883 to 1966. Aubrey, 1913 to 1920, and then Ob, 1858 to 1935. Okay. Well, I'm kind of glad we did this now. It's just not that bad. Corporal B.E. Murphy, 7th Missouri Cavalry. And here's R.A. Miller, Company A, 97th Illinois Infantry. J.M. Jones, Company F, 46th Missouri Infantry. Corporal John W. Ely, Company D, good. Amy Janet Downs died April 15, 1880, age 8 months. I've noticed that several of these have got the tops missing, and I don't know why. Just broke off, I guess. Here's Elizabeth, wife of Owen Martin, died February 6, 1889, 68 years, 3 months, and 28 days. Here's a Lowry. Now, we have a Lowry Street here in Winfield. L. Bailey, born March 13th, 1813 and died July 15, 1880. There's a Corporal Thomas, maybe, H. Miller, company seat, 137th PA Infantry. We have another distinguished gentleman over here with a lot of Winfield history. I know some of it. I'm going to show you that right now. This is J.P. Baden. And J.P. Baden was quite the entrepreneur back in the day. I believe he had a lumber store, he had a mill. J.P. Baden, 1851 to 1900, the Lord is my shepherd. Adeline Elizabeth, his wife, 1861 to 1942. J.P. Baden, they named a it was the old oh gosh, my mind just went college here in Winfield, and they made it into Baden Square. Okay, this is Newton. William Newton was the man that started William Newton Hospital here in Winfield, 1842 to 1923. I did not see that one yesterday. There's liable to be a bunch of them I didn't see yesterday. Well, this one's kind of different. Hattie, wife of D.H. Dix, born 1817, 1855, and died April 23rd, 1887, it looks like. Okay. This is Robert Lee, son of D.H. and H.E. Dix, died July 30th, 1881, age 1 year, 9 months, and 2 days. Okay. Well, this is almost where we started. Almost. I never did really find that other thing I was looking for. And there's some more of this. Like a pipe type of a, I don't know what that was. Oh, I found it. I found what I was looking for. I found one of them. There's another one too somewhere. This. Now I have no idea. It's got Josie E. McMaster died June 5th, 1882. Age 13 months, 3 days. What this is, it's got something about Rock Island, but they're all the same. And then you've got these, you got this thing here, and then you've got these, maybe they kind of look like acorns on each side. Now the other one I found, it's got chains. This originally, this one may not have had, but the other one's got chains on it, and I am going to try to find it. Oh, I found it. We're going to work our way over there. Oh, I wanted to. There's just so many of these really beautiful monuments. Just gorgeous monuments, beautiful. Oh, here's one I was looking for too, Bliss. We've got a Bliss Street here in Winfield. And I would assume that this was named after this individual here. Julia M., wife of C.A. Bliss, died June 26, 1882. 15 years, what? And 23, what? Wife of C.A. Bliss, died June 1882, age 15 years. That can't be 15 years. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. That's what I get. 45 years. Although, no, it looks like a 1 and a 5. No, I think it is a 4. 45 years and 23 days. And here's who made it, H.B. Canton, in here in Winfield. I've heard of that name. I think built houses or something. I'm not sure. Here's Charles A. Bliss, born November 21, 1831, died October 12, 1893. But I'm sure that's what they named Bliss Street after. Here's a Shinneman. Now, we had a Shinneman meat market in Winfield for many years. And it was kind of in a weird spot here in Winfield, but they moved downtown, and the remnants of that store is still there. They've got the tile along the bottom of the building with a big S in the middle, but that was Shinneman Meat Market here in Winfield. I do know a little bit about Winfield history. I have done a lot of videos here in Winfield. I've done all the bridges, railroad bridges. I've done Island Park and the Timber Creek Nature Center numerous times. I've been thinking about doing a downtown walkthrough, but that would probably take several, like a part 1, part 2, part 3, because even though it's not that big of a town, you've got like 19 blocks, and then there's a lot of I know some of the buildings, what they used to be. And here's a John Graham. Now, Graham was named after a man named Graham, and this could have been, I can't remember, born October or died. October 15th, 1873, age 73 years, and that's Graham. There was a Graham family that donated this land so there could be a Graham cemetery. Now, that I do know. But looking at that monument, that's probably the Graham. Now, here's some more Grahams over here. Look at this. This is really cool. Look at this. It almost has a castle like maybe the top of a castle like of a structure. You know what? Okay. I better walk over here and show you something before I lose it again. There's a whole other side to this, of course the Graham side, and we'll try to get that too. Now this has like a drape over it. Holy Bible right there. And then George W. Duncan. Very difficult to read. Here's a Kiger. We've got a Kiger furniture store here in Winfield, and that may be what this is over here. Here's Mary Kiger, 1836 to 1903, and Ira Kiger, 1835 to 1903. They died the same. Oh, wait a minute. What? They were just a year apart in age, but they both died the same year. Okay. And out of this may be the Kiger family, but this may not be the. That's Margaret Kiger, 1903. (1903 to 1986). But anyway, we do have a maybe some of their family. I found a Harder, and I found another that might be named after. We do have a Harder Street here in Winfield. Of course, I grew up not too far from Harder. That's where, that area is where Irving Grade School is here in Winfield, and that's grade school I went to. Here's another really old one, Lucinda. Born March 11 or 14, 1852, and died June 26, 1893. Canton, Winfield, Kansas. Apparently, this individual made a lot of these monuments, tombstones. I'll have to look that up. Canton. I know that sounds really very, very familiar. This before I lose it again. Now this is exactly what we looked at, but this has chains on it. But other than that, it's just pretty much identical. It has these. Now this might be where flowers would go. And then you've got these acorn. And then you got the chains. This chains go almost all the way around. The other one did not have chains. This one says, oh gosh, I can't hardly make those out. This is just about where we started. This says Grace, 1885 to 1886, 1-year-old, and then Henry, 1887 to 1893. Boy, I just can't imagine that. Here's these. Again, a lot of these are damaged. Probably just from being here for probably well over 100 years. You know, just weather, age, deterioration. Wow. Okay. Here's one I'm laying on the ground. August Dressel, adopted son of A.A. and G.A. Jackson, born June 13, died April something, 1987. I don't know. It's very deteriorated. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this little tour of Union Graham Cemetery. I tried not to rush through it too much. It's just it's gotten very large. And there's these all in a row, and oh yeah, they have 55 to 1920 something. Here's one. It says August 1900 to May of 1912. And here's one, 1864 to 1947. Wow. Okay. John Park and wife Elizabeth. We've got a Park Street here in Winfield. I don't know if that's named after this individual or not. It very well could be. Child's. I mean, just look how articulate, just how, you know, nicely that was done. Born August something, 1892, died June 11, 1894. 2 years older, thereabouts. Boy. This is another tree with a scroll on a big heavy rope. It says G.A. Frederick, born February 25th, 1867, died February 3rd, 1895. So I really don't know who this individual was. Alright. There's a Ralph Thompson, born Winfield, March 24, 1879, died at Winfield, July 9, 1904. Now, we've got a Thompson Street. Now, I'm not saying this is the right individual, but it could be. And then again, it could not be. And there's a Davis. We have a Davis Street. I'm just guessing. I don't really know. It could be just coincidental. Here's a Sparks Monument. Here's Silas H. Sparks, Company K, 133rd, Pennsylvania, Tank Infantry. Okay.
Okay, this is Deb, and I am documenting the Graham side of the cemetery, and we are standing in Block 1. So let's just go see what we can find. Now, I believe the Graham side of the cemetery is supposed to have some older graves than possibly the, but I think it's pretty much of a mixture. There are a lot of Civil War soldiers buried out here. Lieutenant Alex C.A. Irons, Illinois, 14 Illinois Infantry. This is John F. Montgomery, 117th Indiana Infantry. Now this is kind of an interesting one. This is R. Stephen Janke, or Jank, May 23rd, 1942, and he died December 9th, 1996. And that's different. There are a lot of baby graves out here, very young children. We was out here yesterday, and I think sometimes we take for granted. We don't realize that how many children some of these people lost very, very young. Yesterday when we was out here, I saw families where they had lost 4 or 5 children just within a few years of each other. Some of them was 2, some of them was just little babies. Burton W. Trout, COD, 106, Pennsylvania Infantry. And it looks like that Burton died March 8, 1843 and died May 10, 1916. Now this is kind of reminds me of fieldstones. I'm not for sure that that's what these are, if these are actually little extra headstones, but they remind me of fieldstones, which possibly is the same thing. I don't know a whole lot about it. And this gentleman died in 1943. Frank W. his wife here. Emma E. Walker, 1882 to 1951. A pretty stone. It is the Gehrig stone. James Alfred Gehrig was born in 1861 and he died March 4th, 1931. His wife, Ola, she was born August 4th, 1866, and she died October 14th, 1914. This is a stone of Sergeant S.C. Cunningham, Company A, 8th Missouri Infantry. Okay, this is the Mogul stone. And down here we have F. Gale Mogul, Kansas, PFC 314 SN, Tennessee 89 Division, World War I, October 31st, 1893 he was born, and March 25th, 1949 he passed away. This little stone says Minnie M., wife of E. Sharp, 1881 to 1940. I believe that's 1940, that might be 1910. Okay, this is the tombstone of Jace F. Cooper, Company A, 36th Indiana Infantry. This happens to be their stone. James F. Cooper, October 1838 to September 1886. And this is Mary Ann Cooper, Nee Allison, January 1838 to 1909. Okay, obviously we don't know who's buried here. Very old tombstone. Looks like it's made out of wood. This one apparently come off of its pedestal. Rachel Ortez, December 11th, 1913, February 3rd, 1933. And here's, I don't know if this is the same. This is Sarah Ortez, 1911 to April 14th, 1912. So just a child. Ortez, June 13th, 1872 to December 10th, 1913. Isidra C. Ortez, May 15th, 1888 to December 8th, 1964. I thought the Graham side would have much older graves in it, but as you see, there's a lot of land that's never been used yet over here in this area. So here's another very old one. Looks like that they died in the 1800s sometimes, and they died in 1900, or sometime in maybe the 1800s, 1828 it looks like. Right here next to it is W.O. McDonald, born in 1881 and died in 1937. Here's a lone little tombstone, Bobby Joe Morgan, April 10th, 1936.